We are live. Hey, everybody. I am David. This is High Shelf Gaming, and tonight we're going to the full rule set, better or worse. I am so pumped for tonight's episode. We have been doing a bunch of stuff on the back end, and that kind of lets us get started right away in some of these missions now. Phenomenal. Before we get into it, though, a couple announcements. You hear this coming weekend. Next time we play Cyberpunk, we're going to be playing on Sunday. Lexi and episode. And so, yep, Sunday's game is going to be different. We're going to have a different crew. And instead of playing Saturday night, this coming weekend, we're going to be. Of course, every Wednesday, we play Blades in the Dark with Mike. And that's us all being villains and scumbags and trying to steal stuff and trying to get away with it. And that's a really fun game, just Blades in the Dark. Mike runs an awesome. And tonight, yeah, we're going to be doing some Cyberpunk Red. Tonight, joining us, we have a smaller crew. Next to me over here, we have Mike, who is playing Oz. Welcome, Mike. And next to Mike on audio only tonight is Casey, who's playing Vinton, the Nomad.
Hello.
And next to him, also audio only, is GSSG, playing Ta, the Techie.
Hello.
And just underneath me is Katrina, playing Dr. Violet.
Hey, guys.
Our med tech and deal maker lately. You've been like making moves, getting shit done, right?
Yeah, and then Dexy sent me a message, and I saw what he is allowed to roll for these things, and I'm like, why the hell am I doing this?
So between sessions, just so everybody kind of catches up, we are like rabid role players. Like we can't get enough no matter what. That's why we run so many games. Like I'm working on a werewolf game already because I'm glutton for this stuff. But between our sessions in Cyberpunk, we do play by post via chat room. And we're like, hey, I have some scenes that I want to run, and I want to follow up with this person and that person, right? So at the end of the last session, Hecate and crew are working on buying out their competition so they can fulfill the order to Dr. Dr. Weiss, and make good on their promise, and they paid the crew and all that good stuff. And so we role played through some of that, and then we did some like other stuff just with characters. And then we set up for tonight's game, which was a meet at SMUD headquarters. I've not shown y'all SMUD headquarters. Pull that up. So this is SMUD headquarters in the the face.
Love it. Just a place I want to go into. Just lovely.
So this is SMUD headquarters in the middle of
Where the hell
Sacramento.
are you getting this Gotham architecture bullshit?
I just look when I did my like when I go and prep for these things, when I have the wherewithal to go find a building, it's just brutalist architecture image search, and it's like the biggest, scariest thing that I can find. Boom, that's what I want.
Is this the headquarters for a Batman villain?
Yeah,
we're gonna go with that.
Yes, exactly. So, actually, believe it or not, this is a real place in like Buffalo, New York. Like, it's just
recognize the building from
for our game. It's in Sacramento. That's where SMUD headquarters are. If we could just kind of imagine that these big flat surfaces have banners coming down saying, pay your utility, financing available, right? And they've got like a big electrical, like lightning bolt looking thing and a shield or something like that. Probably their emblem. Just big black and white banner, right? Dystopian. What happens when a municipality arrests all power out of a civil government? They get
Civil engineers,
yeah,
crime, pain.
yeah, and they really stress the pay your bill and that there's financing available. That financing is on a sliding scale of suffering. So, Oh, that's awesome. It's chat. Okay, sorry. I'll stop focusing on chat. So your meat is here. You have a contact in the refinery scene. A gentleman by the name of rescued his lover in a previous episode. There was like a cyber bear involved in that one. That was a good one. Rescued his lover and have kind of an under the table arrangement. Has promised to give you the paperwork you need to allow you to move a train in and out of Sacramento. That is already partially complete. You've moved a train, albeit a small one, through Sacramento, and it's on the far end of Sacramento now. And he still owes you the paperwork to get your big train loaded up with iron back in. But you reach out to him to say, hey, let's talk about Big Iron Gang. What's up with those? And he's like, yeah, I heard there's some problems. That's really purchasing's deal. I can arrange a meet. And so Davies doesn't want to let you go alone because Davies has his own bone to pick with purchasing. And if he's going to give them access to a crew that can solve problems, like he knows you can, he wants something out of the deal from them. Because purchasing is a thorn in refinery side all the time. They need to greenlight a bunch of projects for him. So he's going to go there and kind of co-opt your mission of getting attention on Big Iron Gang and understand what's going on over there, and at the same time trying to get something for himself and his department with it. Because as much as SMUD is a totalitarian government, each department is its own little fiefdom vying for control and power from everyone else. So, like, his relationship with purchasing might not be wonderful. As living and breathing organizations who are under a totalitarian regime tend to be. So I'll kind of pause there as our setup. Any comments from the crew? I do want to kind of describe a little bit about like you all getting there and all that kind of stuff. But before I do, y'all were at camp. You made some forgeries. You sent those over to get everybody approved to go in. That was something that hit y'all during the Tech deal. They like to do background checks. And so y'all sent over all those. Anything else that we need to take care of before I actually start? Okay. All right, cool. So, audience, we are going to fade in from black. There's gunfire. There's some screaming. And we are on a close-up of Dr. Vi's face. There's some wind blowing in the background, and there's some wind blowing in the background, and she is looking out a large window, a high up window. Call it like, I don't know, not the top one, but it's up there, right? She's looking out one of the windows that has been shot out. And the wind from the outside is kind of hitting her in the face. And Dr. Vi, you're thinking back on like how this all came together. Why you like behind you there's a smoke-filled room with gunfire. In front of you is a blown out window, and you're staring down 20 stories, 25 stories. Your team is scattered. They're doing stuff. We'll get to that in a minute. Let's go back to that morning. You and Silas were having a discussion, and that has a huge impact on who all is here with you, or pointedly who's not here with you. Talk a little bit about that.
Sure. Vi goes into the meeting room where we are all planning to meet to talk about what we're going to do. And as she comes in, she's pulling off that scrub, like, coat top, and like just brushing off her normal clothes. But she definitely just came from something medical. And Ta and Benton and Oz are there. And she looks triumphant, but also like that whatever just happened was grueling. and she throws the coat into a bin and shakes her head as she looks over at like Vinton.
What?
Silas is out of commission for the day, evening, couple of days
What?
probably.
What happened? He's fine. Literally 2 days ago.
Is he all right?
He's gonna be fine. When his cyber eye became disconnected with his the neural core. It is fixed and he's okay, but he needs time to recuperate. And the best practice is for him to stay in a coma until he has. I made the call when talking to him that he wasn't going on this mission.
Seeing ghosts.
Vin kind of rubs his temples, and he's like, "Nope, that makes sense. It's a good call, Doc. It's just, we're kind of going into the lines then here."
Look, I don't want to be without him either, but it's for his own health, and he agreed to go into surgery. So I will just have to trust you to protect me in place of Silas.
There's a very kind of like pain look in Vinton's eyes. He tries not to show it, but you can catch a glimpse of it because of what happened a while back in the last person that was kind of under his charge. It's like, yeah, Doc, you can count on me.
Okay.
I mean, hopefully the mission won't be too rough, so it'll be nice, super easy and smooth, and like last one, wherever it is that we're going and whatever we're doing. What are we doing?
Yeah, where are we going? Where did I make those forgeries for? Pretty good, mind you.
Real quick, before we describe that, audience, as part of the back play, the play-by-post, was asked to create forgeries, and he rolled really stinking well. So there's some really nice identities that gets everybody access to 4 of them. But yeah, either way, just to mention, that was already done. And
so the meet is at SMUD HQ with our contact Jim Davies and a contact in purchasing. Are you all right, Oz?
We're going where?
To SMUD headquarters.
To the headquarters?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yep. Nope.
No.
Well, but that's where the meet is, and I sent over our credentials already so that could be taken care of so we could do this meet.
But no.
I'm sick. Don't feel super well.
Doc, to fill in the pieces here.
What credentials did you send over?
The ones that you guys gave me for when I employed you at my clinic. We've been using those to go in the Garden District all the time.
Yeah, to just go in through the Garden District, not to go into SMUD headquarters.
That was a waste of my talent.
So
to make one for me.
Okay, so we have this moment, this scene where y'all are deciding who all is there, who's not there. I would like to flash forward to before the meet, if we could, briefly. Real quick, I got a note that the audio was not great on my mic for the stream. Folks on chat, let me know if it's better now. By you and sounds like Vinton, because Oz and Ta have both said no.
Sounds like it.
Okay. So you and Vinton are in the lobby of SMUD HQ. You've gotten there by whatever means. Maybe we need to figure that out later. But you're in the lobby and you're meeting with Davies. You haven't gotten through security yet or anything like that. He wanted to meet you in the lobby, do a little, pre-game prep before y'all had your big meeting. and just kind of escort you and be with you the whole time. And so Jim Davies, is it Jim Davies?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
Jim Davies. Oh, okay. Let me up my mic just a little bit. Okay. So Jim Davies he's in his like kind of charcoal suit with a kind of a dingy white shirt underneath, or a grayish white shirt, off white shirt underneath. And you know, he's a like quintessential bureaucrat, right? Square jaw, you know, carries himself with poise and confidence wherever he goes, and marches right up to Vi and extends a hand and says, Dr. Violet, it is very good to see you again.
It's very good to see you as well, Mr. Davies, and I will shake his hand. Vi is in a business suit as well,
Perfect.
with some sensible heels, and just looks ready to go. Out of character, Casey, I don't remember what you gave as a alias.
Dominic O'Connor.
So he looks over at you, Mr. O'Connor, I presume?
Yeah, this is my
Sir.
bodyguard, Dominic O'Connor.
Excellent. O'Connor, they allow for bodyguards like yourselves that have been registered, they allow you to have SMGs and lower. I hope that's agreeable to you.
That's agreeable, sir.
Okay. Well, either way, you know, the kind of protocol here is in a little bit they're going to walk over with some visitor badges for the two of you. We'll get to go through these little turnstiles and go upstairs to meet with purchasing.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Seyfarth. Sorry, I know where the last name is behind me, so I have to like find it. Mr. Seyfarth is in purchasing, and he has the closest dealings that I know with the Big Iron tribe, now turned the Big Iron Gang. If you would, let's sit over here. I'd like to have a quick discussion with you before we go in. He kind of sits down, and let's imagine there's some like chairs and little like coffee table, not coffee table, but like a little cocktail table kind of between some chairs. And he takes one of them and waits for the two of you to get settled. Says, Mr. Seyfarth is he's an important person in the purchasing department, and I think has the most to lose from Big Iron Gang remaining a gang. Between you and me, I have heard a rumor that he doesn't always deal straight with his contracts. So it's entirely possible that there's some level of mutual it's entirely possible that they have a valid bone to pick with Mr. Seyfarth and the purchasing department. This is just rumor that I've heard. I wanted you to kind of understand going in. You know, he's probably going to paint a picture of them being, you know, terrible and what have you. And I just don't want you to be too swayed by his presentation of who Big Iron Gang are. Prior to his rise within the purchasing department, they were a steady contractor for us, is my understanding. And so I needed you to have that information before we go in.
No, that is very important information to know. Thank you for sharing that. Do you know if he prefers a different tribe or company that may have been taking this business?
Yeah, there's apparently a competing bid. I've never heard of these people before. We'll by just because you've got it on your sheet, will you roll bureaucracy for me? I want to see how deep he was able to get. And the two of you have similar scores. You're both like adept at bureaucracy.
Ooh, 11.
Okay.
I failed.
Okay. Well, still, I mean, 11 is better than a 9 or an 8. He says, "Look, I don't know anything about this outfit that's winning this bid, but I did catch a name. It's Skavven, Skavven.
Vi doesn't make that look. I did. That was not a Vi look.
Does Vinton
That
make it
was
look?
that was Heather looking at Casey is what that was.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of shake his head, try to be as stoic as possible, but he's like, "Of course it is. Of course it." In his head.
I've not heard of that group, but that is good to know.
Okay.
Thank you. And again, thank you for setting up this meeting.
Of course. Let's see here. I do have some business with Mr. Sayforth to get some of our projects kind of through the gum works here at purchasing. So part of the meeting will be spent on that as well, just so you kind of understand where I'm coming at this from.
Of course, we use the time wisely, as you should. I know your schedules probably don't match up often.
Indeed, they do not. And having you here with me as a way to solve his problems potentially means a boon for us. So I appreciate, I think our agendas are in alignment here, and this is just fantastic.
Wonderful. If all this goes right, we'll soon be able to get what we need and get back take the train back through the city.
I like that little foreshadow. It's good as a GM note. Thank you. This all goes right. He says, "Oh, I almost forgot. Since you've already moved your first train through town, I do have some paperwork for your second train. I wanted to deliver that to you since we're in person here."
That's wonderful.
And kind of underneath his jacket, he produces a kind of crudely folded up manila envelope. It's like folded in half top way so it fit in a coat pocket kind of thing. And he takes it out and kind of flattens it just a little bit and hands it over to you. It says, that should get you through the city with your train whenever you're ready to go.
Thank you. That is wonderful to have.
Yeah.
And I will put it in the big purse I carry.
Cool. Perfect.
Big purse is back, y'all.
There's some other stuff in it.
We will discover what's in there later.
But I have it. And that's what's important.
So, says, okay, I think those are the badges there coming now. All right. Next I want to flash forward to maybe back to Vi in the window. Does that work for you guys? Vinton, you're there in the area, right? You went up with her.
Right.
You all have made it out of the main room you were supposed to be in. You are in some other space. Talk to me. Is this a bathroom? Is this a smaller office? Where have you barricaded you and Vi?
I would have moved her to a smaller office, barricaded the door as best I could, and then had my pistol out, shot the window, had my submachine gun trained on the door.
Okay.
Preferably one with no windows. If we could have a office with no windows.
Can't. There's a window that she's
Great.
staring out of right now.
Well, obviously that window, but nothing coming in, like not one.
Oh,
of
I
those,
see.
like,
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. So let us park you two in this top right office. This would have been the first office you would have found after leaving the executive office, where everything went down. Okay. So I'm gonna drop Vi. I'm gonna drop you there. You are standing at this window. Vinton. Whoops. Oh God, I didn't mean to do all that. I still didn't mean to do all that. Sorry, stream. just want to click and drag Vincent into this space. And Vincent is always giant. All right. So Vincent, you are here at the door. And outside is some number of guards. So I'm just going to grab my little stack of guards here. And where are they? No, I don't want that guy. Keep on going. Keep on going here. All right. Oop. Gosh dang it.
How much armor would they let us? Could I got away with a medium armor jacket, or am I in Kevlar? It's like,
yeah, I'm gonna say that you wore Kevlar into that room.
okay.
But I'm okay with Vinton having a backpack with him or something like that, where he could have swapped after a short barricade. So you've got a guard here, skull and crossbones. He's dead. And you've got another guard who is in this doorway. He's dead. And where are my other guard tokens? Here we go. Living security guards. You've got one back here at this desk. And you've got another one over here at this desk.
So 2 guards, 2 dead.
That's what you've got on site right now. You know there are more. There are more dead in the executive office. But what does Vinton want to do this round? What is Vi hearing in her peripheral during this round of combat?
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
We might not be in the timeline, but was Chin Davies still alive?
We need to figure that out.
Okay. What I think my brain needs to process what happened between
Cool.
that room and us being in this room.
Okay, cool. So let's get this scene from Vinton. What does Vinton do right now on rap? And describe a thing, and then we'll jump to somewhere else. So we're gonna be playing kind of fun with the timeline here, folks. But that's what we're doing. We're in present moment right now. So Vinton, what are you up to, buddy?
I don't know if we're gonna, but I would have calmed both Ta and Oz. I'd be like, all right, shit went south. I'm barricaded on X floor, all of that. Look for the blown out window.
South facing, whatever it is, or
south facing, yeah.
Yep.
And then when I would let them know that, I would peek the door open. I've already changed.
Okay.
And try to get a bead on the guard that would be directly in front of me, exactly where he's at.
Okay.
Because I'm assuming I got the door closed.
Yeah. You had barricaded the door shut. Kind of thrown off your Kevlar. You've got your medium jacket on. It's loose, but it's on, giving you some cover, right? And you probably like kicked off the helmet the first thing and already swapped that on, because helmet swaps are fast.
Yeah.
And so now you're out. This guy is peeking and has his gun up. And so there's an exchange of fire. Let's have you shoot at him, and he's going to shoot at you because he was waiting for you to crack that door open again. Okay?
Gotcha.
All right, 1 second. Let me grab some dice.
Do auto fire.
Oh, boy. So, yeah, roll to shoot this guy, because I think that's what you're going for, is you're going to shoot him.
Yeah.
All right.
Is 3-round burst gonna be auto fire or handgun?
We're gonna do the auto fire rules.
Okay.
For you doing 3-round bursts.
Gotcha.
Yeah, let's get that going. All right.
Got it.
All right. So this guy Doesn't know if the person who's in that office is still alive or not, so he's doing single shots at you.
Gotcha.
He would have hit as well. So he did 12 damage to you. With his SMG, just on single shot burst or single shot trying to get at you. Real quick,
Gotcha.
let me, folks. I can't show you this rule, so I'm going to move Legend Keeper. I'm so sorry. I just need to read the autofire rules super fast. But on a 19, I think that's most of your rounds hit, if not all of your rounds hit. This kiddo, right? Combat, autofire rules. Cool. So you spent 10 bullets out of your magazine.
Okay.
And let's see here. Yeah. So for autofire, my apologies. You spent 10. And oh, I'm sorry. For SMGs, it's 3. Maximum donated weapons, 3 for SMGs. Oh, my apologies. You have to spend 10 bullets, but you can do it a couple of times around. So anyways, you auto-fire this kid, and okay, you hit.
Okay.
And roll 2d6 damage for me, sir.
D6.
Yep. And so yeah, you crack that door. You take a round. It just kind of impacts your body armor as you right down the way to this kid, and you did 6 damage to the guy. But based on the auto-fire rules, you're doing a... Oh, sorry guys, we lost the alignment here. Casey will be back in just a second, I'm certain. Okay, cool. I'll wait for Casey.
Apologize.
All good.
Discord crashed.
No, it's all good. So yeah, you did... Just gonna pull up calculator real quick. You did a 19 to hit, so okay. You light this kid up, and he's hiding behind, a cubicle wall. So I'll say that gives him, I don't know, 3 points of cover, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So you just did 36 damage to him.
Oh.
3 of that was chewed up by this cubicle wall, which basically falls apart after taking all that lead from you. And the other 33 impact him in the body. And he gets knocked on his ass. Like, I don't care how cool and tough you are, you take a bunch of lead to the body, even if it doesn't, like, penetrate you and kill you, you're on the ground, right? So this guy falls back on his keister, and is probably bleeding from more than one hole in his body. He might be alive, he might be dead, but you've already pulled the door back so that you're not really like verifying his status, but you just put a lot of hate downrange to that kid.
Gotcha. After that, I would desk in front of, like, if there's a desk there in front of it, and make my way towards the window to see if there's a ledge that we can go up.
Yeah, so already too much. You are moving back to the desk, and you're going to move this huge desk into the way of the door, right?
Gotcha.
So that's what Vinton is starting to work on. I completely understand we need to figure out what happened in the room. So I want to talk about how the meeting starts. The meeting starts with Vi and Vinton in an executive's office. There is there's 2 couches on either end, and then the exec's chair. And when you come in, the couches are big enough for like 2 people, but not for 3 or 4. So, Vincent, I imagine as bodyguard to Vi, are you sitting with Vi or are you sitting across the room from Vi?
I would actually be like full on security and probably be standing.
Okay.
Yeah, I would actually be standing.
Okay. So you were standing in the room when everything started going down. Vi, are you sitting with Davies or is Davies across the room from you?
I think I'm sitting with Davies.
Okay. So you and Davies are sitting in the room and you're waiting for your guy to show up. And Davies is like, God, this fucking guy. It's like every time, it's always a pain to get his time. It's always a pain to do these meetings, these stupid power trips that this guy is on. And as soon as he like starts complaining about the power trip, the power move that this guy is doing, 2 guards come in. They're heavily armored. And one of them pivots to Vinton, and the other pivots to you and says, and he kind of like looks at a little term on his arm. He's got a hand on a gun, but he doesn't have it drawn yet. He says, Dr. Vi, Dr. Violet, you're under arrest for harboring the criminal. His name? Where is the name? For harboring the criminal Jeffrey Carter, aka Oz the Great and Powerful. We understand that you know where he is, and it is in your best interest to tell us. Right as he's in the middle of saying that, Vinton, I gotta imagine that Vinton has started to do something. No?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe?
I want to.
What crazy world are you in?
I would go for the guy's gun.
So the guy who's facing you, the guy who's talking to Dr. Violet does not have his gun drawn. It's in his holster.
Oh, okay.
The guy facing,
yeah,
no, it's fine. I should fully describe this. The guy facing you doesn't have a gun, doesn't have a hand on any gun. He looks like he's prepped to arrest you with his hands, not like draw down on you. So yeah. Exactly.
Okay, so let me rephrase.
Yeah.
Is there enough time for me to sub-vocal to the doctor?
Yeah, there's enough time for you to sub-vocal to because he's saying you're under arrest, right? And there's a whole spiel
Gotcha.
when they say you're under arrest. So yeah, you have time to sub-vocal to the whole team if you like.
I would sub-vocal as like, Oz, they made you. They're trying to arrest us. What do you want me to do, Doc?
And he's still going through the. You have. We understand that you have Carter in your possession, and you need to come with us so that you can handle prisoner transfer to us at your earliest immediately, effectively.
I put my hands up.
Yeah. So I'm just saying he's saying that at you while you have this subvocal opportunity in front of you.
Right. What's Vi gonna do? Let's try to talk our way out of it. Is her subvocal back?
Okay.
Because that's Violet. So she raises her hands and looks very confused. And I'm sorry, I don't know a Jeffrey Carter. I don't.
He says maybe you know him by one of his aliases, Oz. He's a hacker, a known criminal in your employ.
I mean, I have several employees. Could I get more information? Could you show me?
Understood.
I'm going to try and separate myself from, like, I'll stand and separate myself from Jim Davies.
Yeah,
So
Jim
not
is like slack jawed, like and he takes his hand off his pistol and moves it behind him and produces some manacles, like some like big cyberpunky, not handcuffs, but like your hands never move. There's some sort of like big electronic lock on them, kind of thing. And he says, he presses a button and the like things like slap open, and is like, come with us and we'll get all this sorted downtown.
I'm sorry, am I under arrest?
Absolutely. For having for harboring a known criminal. If you turn him over to us, your sentence will be lenient, but you need to come now. And the other guy, you hear the slap of the big manacle braces as well as he approaches you, Vinton, and says, "All right, big guy, get him in here." I mean, Vinton's a big dude.
Tried. I saw Volko. I was like, well, we tried, and then I opened fire.
As he like pulls his gun, I just go no, but it's not gonna like get out.
Not gonna stop anything from happening.
No, but she does try to say don't, like, but
yeah, she wants it to stop, but it's too late. I want to just say that Vinton, you melt this kid, because you're probably gonna go full auto with this as well. You're super close range, and in my world, like Cyberpunk, point blank range, full auto, like that's a dead person. Vi, do you do anything with Davies as you hear the gunfire start? Do you do anything with Davies?
Yeah, I guess I will whip around and just push him to the ground, and like you said, there's like a table there, maybe.
Sure.
Just so that he is behind that and protected, and then I'm completely moving away from him, probably towards Vinton.
Okay, perfect.
So that Jim Davies isn't in firing.
Okay, perfect.
Something.
That's all I needed out of this room. So Davies, to your knowledge, is alive. He's shocked, but safe. And somehow y'all got out of this room and into the next room. And we can go ahead and place another dead guard or two, really, in this room. Find my dead guards. There we go. So there's another one here, slumped over the desk, full of holes, and another one back over here on the couch. And those were the first two that came in to arrest you guys. Let's find out what Oz and Ta are up to. So y'all found out, y'all have been somewhere in this area, and you found out some moments ago, several minutes ago, that deal's going south. And you can actually hear over the comms as Vi and Vinton are talking to each other. You can hear guns going off just over the splash of their mics and that kind of thing. Where are you guys and what are you doing?
I think that I think Oz drove Ta also in the front seat. They drove the two there. So they then moved to an outside location because they're not going to be right there.
Right.
So they're like down the street at a burger joint because food. And if Oz gets a chance to go eat, he's going to go eat. So they're sitting, in the parking lot of the local Sonic or whatever, eating their burgers. And well, shit. I don't know. What are we gonna do? He looks at Ta. Do you have any bright ideas?
First inclination is to leave, but I don't think that would be best.
Wait, I'm sorry, Ta, you were too quiet. I couldn't hear you.
Oh, I said my first inclination is to leave, but I don't think we should do that.
No.
I think we need to get closer to the building without getting spotted. So maybe if they want to leave or jump or run, that we can pick them up pretty easily and then move on from there.
You said there were air cars on the roof. There are no air cars on the ground?
So you know that SMUD has air cars, that they have the VTOL vehicles. Those tend to be parked on roofs so that they have room to like take off and maneuver around. But do one of y'all want to roll a luck and see if there's maybe one around?
Can I roll a deduce to see where one would be?
Sure. Roll the deuce. I'm into that. I like that idea. So yeah, an 8. You're thinking like the places you consider are all too far away to be immediately helpful.
So to roll a luck, do I just
roll a d10 and make it and hope that it's underneath your luck?
Oh, okay. I made it because my luck is 7.
Awesome, cool. So yeah, I'm gonna say that while you guys are having this discussion, you hear a VTOL flying overhead and sounds like it's landing across the street at some like high-end salon type place.
Gotcha.
It's
Let's go steal a VTOL.
It's up a couple of floors kind of thing.
Okay. So it's not on ground level, it's up.
It's like the building over there is going to be like one of those really nice high-end shopping centers. It's like 2 floors up, and they've got a VTOL parking garage, VTOL parking pad at the top, and then like high-end ground cars on the ground floor, and then nobody around. None of the ugly cars are allowed in this parking lot, kind of thing. But it's only 2 floors up. You can probably see a point of entry. You can get up there, kind of thing.
Well, if they're up there and we need to get out, I think that's a better choice than trying to get the car up there.
I would agree. I think that is a good idea.
So I think we abandon the car,
okay,
make a run for the VTOL.
Okay. So y'all cross the street, and we'll catch up with y'all's characters in a minute. Back at the office, Vincent and Vi, you've secured this room. There are people outside the room. Vincent, you've already killed a third one who tried to make entrance into this office. I would love to talk about how you made it from this office to the other office over there. I think when you peek your head, this guard is alive, so I'll just take him off the board. You've got a guard here, or probably over here, and then you've got another guard over here, and this guy was probably back over here when the scene started. So you peek your head out, and there's those 3 guards, and you've got Vi. The 2 of you are currently in this part of the scene. You're both still in this office, kind of barricaded, and you have a couple of moments before you decide to make your move. I'd love to hear this moment between the 2 of you as you're like, this office is not going to work. We got to get out of here. There's all these like giant windows here that are probably protected, but it's not gonna last as long. And I just want to kind of catch up with the 2 of you in this scene, very briefly, if I could.
What are we gonna do?
When I walked in, I saw an office that doesn't have any out-facing windows, and a window out there.
Okay.
Our best bet is to make it to that office. The best way to do that with the 3 guards out there is I'm going to lay down suppressive fire.
Okay.
And you stay as close to me as possible. I can take the hits. We will make our way all the way there. Don't stop. If I falter, if I fall, I hand her one of my a pistol. I was like, you make sure you make it to that window. Call for the other 2. Understand?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Vincent, give me a suppressive fire.
Sorry, I gotta bring up my character sheet. I was looking at the map.
I hear you. Yeah, no, you're good. And these guys.
I was like,
Yeah, these guys are gonna do their bravery check to see if they keep their heads up or keep them down, kind of thing.
Is that on actions?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. 18.
18. Nice. Okay. Cool. So yeah, these guys actually rolled an 8, but there's no way they all have 10 in willpower. So because willpower is a dump stat, yo. Just kidding. You kick open that door and just spray this whole room, and bullets are, busting up monitors, killing, office plants, and the little dipping bird and all that kind of stuff is just getting thrashed. And these 3 guards all like duck their heads. This guard right here panics and goes into the smallest space that he can find. And so Vi, you bolt. What's Vi's movement?
Vi has a 9 movement.
Oh, track star.
Vinton did tell me to stay behind him, though.
Okay, what's Vinton's movement?
Fucking 5, I think.
Okay.
If I'm lucky, let me double check.
Maybe he gets a 5 pushing from behind.
Because I've never ran in this game.
This is really important right now. Oh, your movement's 7?
No, my movement's 5.
Okay. Oh, I love this.
Vinton told me to stand behind him.
Sure, but I'm willing to say that Violet can think on her own, and when you see the opening, she can just spend the rest of her move to make it happen. So
I would definitely push her towards the door.
So there's this moment where the two of you are moving, and Vincent, you're acting as cover for Violet, right? And Vincent, you're just kind of going along, keeping these guys their head down. And you glance this dude, obviously a security guard, just like hiding. And it's nothing at all for Vincent to kill this guy now. Does he do that, or does he just let him be?
He's gonna let him be because he's hiding. Does he look afraid?
Totally.
And does he look super young? Like, those are the two things.
You would be able to tell his age because he's got his arm. He's kind of hiding, but you can tell just by his body posture that he is scared. He had a very low will when this whole thing started, and he broke.
I would be like, get out where the getting's good as we run past it.
Okay, cool. So you get to I think Vincent, you get to hear on your move. Vi, it's nothing at all for you to make it all the way into the office. Okay. When you get in there, there is a gentleman hiding behind his desk. I'll make him small because he's hiding. and he immediately just shouts like, "Don't hurt me! Don't hurt me! I'm out of your way, whoever you are."
I'll shakily point the pistol at him, and in my best not scared voice, I'll just kind of like get out, and gesture with my gun towards the door.
Give me a persuade.
Sure.
-2 maybe, because you are terrified, I think.
Yeah, she's not great.
Okay. That's good enough for this guy. He does not want to be in here. You're giving him permission to leave. He rabbits. Vinton, there's fast movement behind you.
Vincent, clear.
As this guy runs out this way. And like you see all these other guards are kind of like watching him move and trying to figure out what's going on. They quickly ignore him. And that's where I want to leave y'all. Ta and Oz, you're now up on this garage situation. We're gonna switch scenes real quick. Put you both up here. Pause. So the two of you are up here on this like really nice shopping center. You've made your way up through, you know, a fire escape kind of thing or whatever access there is up here. And it's not like secured. There's no like, oh, you can't be here, any of that kind of stuff. There is an attendant, like somebody who's up here, kind of milling around by the elevators, but he's not a guard, let's say. He's just more of like a parking lot jock, you know, like he's just here to collect tips for parking people's cars and bringing them around and all that kind of stuff. You've got 3 cars up here to choose from. They're all basically the same make and model. It's really the only model that has survived during the time of the Red. It was the most popular model during 2020, and they have been basically cannibalizing that fleet over the years to keep whatever can fly still flying. Odds are every single owner of this is some sort of SMUD bureaucrat or their spouse or their lover. You know, it's like it's only SMUD people who have access to stuff like this, especially recreationally. So what do y'all want to do while you're up here?
Oz would look to talk. Can you break in?
It's a little tenant.
Because it's going to be tech and not hacking, right?
Yeah, to like probably break into the car would probably be tech, but honestly, like these are all high-end cars. There's probably some sort of scan and hack you could do.
Tech would probably be faster though, because I mean I would assume which would be fastest. Probably.
I couldn't tell you honestly.
Okay, so then
it's whichever one of you succeeds.
Okay.
Here's your attendant. She's over here waiting for people to ask for the car to be brought around.
Okay. Would you
give the attendant the key? Is that the sort of thing? Do we think it's like a valet where they like give them the key and then they bring the car around?
Yeah, this is like she's a valet.
Oh, well that helps a whole lot because we just calmly walk up to her. Excuse me, ma'am, how are you doing? That car over there. Yeah, can I have the key? And then I just point the gun at her.
That escalated quickly.
She doesn't need that kind of drama in her life.
I don't even think Vin would have pulled that stunt.
There's bullets flying up there. Yeah. There's stuff going on. Everybody's probably like, "What's going on up there? That doesn't sound like thunder." No, we've escalated. It's we got to go now.
Yeah. Give me a persuade +4, I think, because she doesn't want to die.
It would be in her best interest if she'd give us the key.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. For whatever reason, it doesn't let me add in the +4, so we'll just have to roll it.
We'll just know that there's an additional 4. Okay, 18 versus her like tough guy attitude of call it a 15. She says, "Oh, whoa. Okay. She like reaches into the box, opens it very carefully, pulls out a set of keys. It's the one on the far right, and she like hands them over to you. She says, "Just if this is your first one, it's in valet mode, so you know, don't expect a high-speed chase or nothing, right?"
Right, we'll work on that. Thank you, though.
Okay,
appreciate
it. And right then, as you grab those keys, you hear this like glass shatter from far away. And you look up, you see glass falling down from the SMUD headquarters building.
You'll probably want to go find some place to hide. This is going to get loud. And then I would run back and open up the car.
And as you're leaving, you see her just do this like hands on the knees, like like just trying to get low and like, oh man, I do not get paid well enough for this job. And she's just trying to like not go into shock.
You got to know when to pull that kind of stuff. It's,
that moment. So yeah, you two go to the far right car, and Keys let you in.
Cool.
Okay, so I'm assuming I'm going to want to turn it off on valet mode.
So here's
Like
how
full
these
control
cars work. These are luxury vehicles. There is a driver's seat that's front and center, and then there is a passenger's like either one bench couch or a U-shaped couch in the back. There's like a, it's a car that's meant to be operated by someone else.
Mm-hmm.
These days here at SMUD, a lot of them are frankly automated. There's some sort of like, autopilot that gets them to where they need to go, and as long as you're not trying to do anything too fancy, the autopilot will get them there. So your task is to take control over all that, because y'all don't have the passwords to get this thing going. So you need to overcome the security and either take manual control of the car or co-opt the autopilot in some way.
Okay. I think that's where I come in. So I'm assuming that's a perfect time for electronic security.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay.
And just tell me real quick, what is your goal? Do you want to take over the autopilot or do you want to take manual control?
I want to take. I want to have full control over it.
Okay. So 24. It does take you a minute to get into the guts of this thing. You've got to. Actually, I'm going to swap the two of you. Ta, you have to be in the front area because you're accessing like underneath the dashboard. You're ripping a bunch of stuff out, and there's underneath here near the firewall is the computer control unit and the logic boards and all that kind of stuff that are managing this car. And Ta has learned a lot from past experiments with auto driving cars and has reviewed his notes and has come to this party prepared with a 24 in electronic security. You gain access and control of this car. The autopilot is still engaged. It can fly for you, but this is not like Major Laser's car now. You have learned from that experience and you know where that thing tripped you up, and you have arrested control of this vehicle as the engines light up and begin to burn the gas that SMUD makes, basically. This like high octane alcohol that just starts to billow out of the bottom of this car.
While Ta is doing that, Oz would come to Ben and Doc and say, we're stealing a VTOL. We're going to try to come pick you up as soon as Ta gets finished trying to hotwire the car.
Before I got a barricade, so I got some time, but quick.
Okay. So you are trying to move this car. I'm trying to think of how you two can get it to move over there. I think that the autopilot would get you like near the building, but it's going to be like, do you want me to land on the building? Do you want me to land on the building? And you're like, no, stupid idiot, like move closer to the building. Like, I can't get too close to that building. I won't allow it. So the car is going to challenge you on some level to get close to that. But
so with normal driving, like there's land vehicle driving and then there's VTOL driving, would normal vehicle driving would give some assistance, I would assume.
Yeah, I mean,
because we all know how well Todd drives. So I'm thinking maybe once he got finished with that, maybe he got in the back seat. At least Oz has a few points in drive.
Yeah.
Is there any?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you do anything with air vehicle tech? Maybe of like kind of override the sensors or anything like that?
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, air vehicle tech, you could like kind of get rid of some of the safeguards and let it get a little closer to a thing. So we'll work on that. Okay, 23 on the air vehicle tech too. Loving that. Okay, let us get back to our scene with Dr. Vi and Vinton. You two are back over here. Vi, you've been looking out this window for a minute, having recalled what brought you here and all that kind of stuff, as you hear this high-pitched whine of a VTOL engine, and you see this car like lumbering up towards you, kind of, sort of, right? Like you see it like resist getting too close at a lower level, and it's nearby, but not nearly, like, you don't want to go to it right yet, but you can see it coming at you. And I'm gonna leave it there for a second while I work out bringing that car into the scene. While you two are out here talking.
You good, Doc? You okay?
No, I am not okay.
Do you have any holes that you didn't come with?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. You're hurt though.
I'll be all right. But once we get you out of this situation, we'll solve my problem. I just need to make sure that you're here now.
I'm here now.
Okay.
Try not to kill anyone else. That's just gonna make it worse.
I'm gonna do my best.
At least try.
But my job at the end of the day is to make sure you make it home.
Yeah, I know.
As you're having that last bit of this conversation, you can hear the office door being pried at. You hear the door frame starting to like torque and not splinter because it's made out of metal, but you can hear the bending of metal and somebody on the other side of the door grunting, trying to pry your like kind of thin shield from you and however many guards are on the outside now from getting in.
I think our ride is on its way.
How close is it?
You look outside, and with an air vehicle tech like that, Ta, you've gotten the vehicle closer to the wall, right? It's kind of danger close. So why don't one of you give me a driving to see like how scraped up it gets as it climbs this wall? Does it bump into it or not? And I'll say that driving a ground car gives you like a 1 towards piloting a VTOL, just because like there's some similar principles, but it is flying, and that's very different. So give me that plus your, I guess it's a dexterity, or I guess just do pilot.
Reflex.
Yeah, pilot. Oh, it's reflex. Okay, so yeah, pilot air vehicle, and we'll just tack a 1 onto whatever you roll.
So I'm assuming that Oz is driving while Ta is trying to break everything.
Yeah, so you and Ta are working together in here. Ta has arrested control of this vehicle, got the sensors where you need it to be to give you the freedom to do what you need to do. Now it's just a question of like, can you do it without like dragging this thing up the wall, or what? Like what condition is the car in as it rises up to meet Vi and Vinton?
All right, so I'm gonna do a pilot air vehicle, and we'll just give myself we'll just have to add a 1 onto it.
Right.
Oh, thank God! Thank you, God!
29.
Oh, Mike, you're a beautiful bastard. Thank you so much.
Oh my God. Okay, cool.
Why
So
does Oz has no driving skill, but he always crits on the driving thing? It's like the exciting bike, and now this. It's like back then.
This is twice you've saved Vinton's bacon. He's going to buy you what he no longer has a problem pulling your trailer. He will pull you wherever the hell he want.
So, Vi, it's, you're watching this thing lumber, and all of a sudden it seems to get its shit together as it like rockets up towards you and gets like you take a step back from, it looks like it's going to impact the window, and it like blows against the glass real quick as it cancels all that inertia, and it VTOLs right up into that little pocket. If we remember the SMUD building, let me pull that up real quick again. You've got this like channel, right? The window is this thin channel in amongst all this concrete, and that car just slits right inside that channel. And you've got concrete in front of you, Oz. You've got concrete behind you. You've got a wall of glass next to you as you bring this up to that window. And the car is yelling at you all kinds of ways, Ta. The car is actively fighting you. It's trying to stop you from stealing it. You see it starting to kick off like auto shutdown procedures. You have stopped a couple of those with your electronic security. It has started a new thing of a self-destruct. So I need you to do another electronic security to keep this car from actually initiating that destruct sequence. And you guys are in there like fighting to keep this thing going. Nice. Okay, cool. So yeah, you've got it on hold. It's a problem that's going to keep coming back. So you've figured out how to short it out right now, and you're keeping it from starting that timer. And the door opens, Vi, and there's like a 3-foot gap between you and the car, and an open door. As you hear the door behind you getting wrenched open, and they're shouting, saying, you can't get away from us. We're going to come and get you.
Okay. Vinton.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Go. I got you.
I guess I try and jump the gap.
Can Oz like hold his hand out so she has something to grab hold of as she comes across?
You're flying this thing.
That's true.
With the crit, you're like all hands on controls, and you're like, doors open, figure it out. I'm keeping us alive. Bye. Give me an athletics.
12.
Okay. Do I notice this?
Yeah. You watch as she runs and leaps. It's a 3-foot leap, guys. She makes it. Okay? She makes it. Okay, it's a 3-foot leap. But it's scary as hell, because if you don't make it, it's all the way down, right? And so, Vi, you're in there. Your foot is dangling outside. You're scared as hell of that, so you like quickly bring it back in. But you're in the car. You look in the front seat. You've got Oz in there in the control seat, like Zen mode to this whole thing, hands on like way too many buttons and levers. And Ta has his feet up through the like the driver's window, the little like partition glass. His feet are dangling up through there, and Ta is contorted around Oz with his hands down underneath something, and like the two of them are talking to each other. I mean, I imagine the two of you are doing a lot of tech speak back and forth about the crazy shit going on. I don't want to make you role play that out, but like you can tell this whole show is barely getting held together.
Yeah, I push myself as far back against like the door, and just yell for Vinton. Vinton, come on!
Yeah,
And
Vinton,
I take off.
That door is opening. There's a gout of gunfire. I'm going to see if they hit you on your way out that window. So give me an athletics, but I got to see if they hit you on your way out. Okay, they do.
Awesome. Guess what I'm gonna do?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna put 4 points of luck in this. I'm not going out like this, David. This is not how I die.
Okay, that's good.
Have points.
Awesome. So yeah, so Vincent, you're running, right? And you hear the door has been pried behind you. You make your leap. You hear a brrrah of gunfire as Vincent, you take 25 damage.
Fuck. Sorry.
Yeah, from their full auto because they don't care anymore.
So-
that office is empty.
All right, so that would be. So that would be 15 damage.
Okay, yeah, because you've got all that armor on.
Yeah.
And some of it hits the car, right? Like Oz, you feel the car getting jostled by some of the lead that just splatters against the car. Yeah, it's like, come on, hold this together, stop that. Don't you see I'm new here?
Oz yells back, no shooting! Stop shooting at us!
But Vincent, you land in the car with that athletics of 15. Vi, you can see like maybe his legs are still out of the car. You can see his back is open and bleeding. And you know, Vincent, you've got like a hand on like I don't know, like a seatbelt thing or some sort of like a 5-point harness thing, and you're like dragging yourself into this car.
Shouting, go, go, go,
Pull
go.
him in as much as I can.
Cool. Yeah, you help too, so you're grabbing him.
So that the door can get closed.
Oz, give me your pilot as you get out of this like nook that you're in of the building.
Come on.
And don't dip the wrong way because you got people with an open door.
I'm going to put 3 points of my luck into this one.
Okay.
So it
Good
add
stuff.
the 3 + 1 for the driving.
Okay.
Those don't get...
Okay, so it's really an 18. Okay, cool. So yeah, with a little bit of effort, there's like a little bit of scraping as the car is bumping against some of this cement, and it forcibly turns the car a little bit as you like bump into it just a little bit, but not enough to damage you or tip the car the wrong way as you begin to fly away from this building.
Sorry, can I
Yeah, go ahead.
get the door closed? We get the door closed.
Yeah. As you
See?
as you pull the door closed, you see SMUD security at the window, like looking out at you guys. Like it took you a couple of rounds to get him in, so this is a few seconds later, not like immediately later, and you see them like at the window as you're pulling the door shut. I would like to go to break.
Sure.
No problem.
Does that work for you all?
Yep.
I was just gonna speed heal Vin.
Cool. I love it.
So we want to just do that before break.
Yeah, let's roll out your speed hill real quick.
It's
just
actually
Vincent that rolls it.
it's not even a roll.
Oh, that's right. It just straight up heals like his body times a
Body-
percent.
Body plus will.
Okay. So Vincent.
Oh, well then I'm fully healed.
Oh, nice.
So if you have a high body and will, your speed hills are pretty good.
Nice.
It was like I got a will of 8 and a body of 10, so I'm solid.
Yeah, so Vincent, you're in there getting kind of situated. You're like pulling on some sort of like 5-point harness as the doc like hypos you, and you immediately have like an adrenaline surge and you feel great. And all that stuff. You're still bleeding, right? It doesn't like stop bleeding, but it keeps you from feeling as terrible as you were.
I'll probably have to do surgery back at camp, but this will keep you going for now.
Appreciate it, dog.
All right. Let us
That one.
let us work on going to break. I am gonna grab the giveaway machine and we're gonna give away a copy of Legend Keeper. Legend Keeper is amazing. It's what we use to run all our games. And actually, folks, I have like a DM screen in Legend Keeper, and I pull up all these random rules during the game through Legend Keeper now, and it's so nice. It is the best. So I'm going to run the giveaway real quick. Complete that, and let us start another one. Thing again is the same as it was last time. ! Legend Keeper, all one word in the chat. We are going to take a 10-minute break. So if you would like to get yourself a copy of Legend Keeper, which is how we manage all of our campaigns here at High Shelf Gaming. It's a great world building tool, all that stuff. We're giving away a beta key to Legend Keeper tonight because they are sponsoring us, as amazing as they are. So yeah, exclamation point Legend Keeper in the chat. We're going to take a quick break, and I'm going to apologize to my players for the very little heads up that they had for this scene, and thank them for being so great at this. And we will be back in about 10 minutes or so. Okay. Oh God, I need to actually get. Oh my God. Okay, cool. Sorry, we were doing like what if scenarios just a second ago. I was like, I'm really glad those 2 athletics checks worked out because the what if scenarios, all of them were monstrous. I did not like any of them. Oh my God. Okay, real quick audio chat. Is the audio fine now, or is it still bad?
You've been a little robotic for me.
Have
Everyone
I?
else has been fine, but you have been a little bit robotic.
That sucks. Okay, I'm getting some thumbs up out there. Okay, I don't know.
Could be my internet.
Okay, I don't know, man. I'm sorry. Maybe it's
No,
like
you're good.
where the server's located today or something.
No, probably my antenna.
Okay. So we are we are in a car. Oh, hold on a second. I've got to select everybody. Oh, why are you token layer? Yeah. I tried to put Vi in the car and it's got her behind the car. Anyways, so all 4 of you are in this vehicle. You are pulling away from the building. You are in the garden center. You're in the not garden center. You're in the city center, downtown area, the third wall in the walled city. Where do y'all go? What do you do?
Is there, if Oz thinks he can make it out of at least that very first wall, because there's going to be a lot more police presence inside that wall than there is. Yeah, how far are we from there?
Yeah.
Are we like we can beeline it and we'll be there before anybody realizes what's going on, or
let's see here.
And how much flying car traffic is there? I mean,
right. There is not a lot. There's probably in this district has the most. Just scanning the horizon. Give me a perception as you're like kind of figuring out what you're up against, what's going on, all that kind of stuff. Holy smokes! Another crit. Okay.
I see buildings.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So, you spot about 13 aero vehicles in flight right now. Some of them are like yours. Maybe like 10 of them are like yours. Okay. 2 of them are Trauma Team. The Trauma Team VTOLs that have like, they're teal and they've got like big red crosses on them, like medical crosses on them. You know, those vehicles are not to be effed with. They have Gatling guns inside, are armored tough dudes, and a cryo tank. They are tough. And what they do is they just do a slow circuit, and if there's a call, one of them drops down, and it's so that they can hit their, their delivery times of we're going to deliver medical attention to you before you die, type thing.
Right.
So that's Trauma Team. And then the only other one that's out there is this like super armored up, flying like ATV looking thing. And you ID that as like the SMUD equivalent of a combat cab. There's really just one, and honestly, it's like a joyride at this point. Because Sacramento does not have the same problems that Night City has. It does not have a combat zone. It doesn't have any of those things. So there's this combat cab that's giving like combat cab tours of Sacramento. And, you pay a bunch of money to get the full experience of being around a big tough guy. And, they're going to like run a simulation of, oh, there's violence outside. We're going to get close to the wasteland. But they never really get that close to the wasteland. So it's a it's a tourist thing, honestly. But it is still a very armored up car, and it's expensive to get into. And apparently, they're doing a tour right now, getting close to the wasteland, where you all live.
Right.
Talking about how dangerous it is out there in the wasteland.
With that perception, Oz is going to look for.
Oh,
I mean,
and sorry. Also on that perception, I should have told you. There are gated entrances to this place, and there are like guns that guard the highways and anti-air guns near those places. As you scan out, there is. If I go back to Sacramento real quick, because that's the map that really matters right now. Pull you all over there. With that kind of perception, I will tell you. Oops, sorry. Oh God, that's terrible. Okay, I will tell you. Let me scroll in a little bit. Sorry, chat. It's all like zipping around a bunch. Okay, the main like gun emplacements that would concern you are at the highway entrances and exits. So where the highways go into and out of the wall, that's where they have the gun emplacements. You actually have a gap here going down into the commons area, and a gap north going briefly into the garden area before it goes out of the city. It's not impossible for them to get a targeting resolution on you. It's just a long shot for them to do that. So as you kind of consider your options, you have some gaps, but they would get a shot.
What is to the north out there other than just what? I mean, outside the walls, is there's stuff out there, or is that just wasteland?
Yeah, so immediately outside the wall is this river, and the city of Sacramento calls that all wasteland. These farm areas are wasteland under SMUD's protection, but it's still considered wasteland because it's just outside of the walls of the city. And up here are a bunch of like abandoned townships and that kind of thing. There's totally people who live there, but they don't operate under the law of Sacramento kind of thing. The big thing you have to worry about is way out here is an airport and an old spaceport that's defunct, but there's an airport here. And then over by your camp is an airport that's been repurposed as a military base here. So those are the things that are north of you that might have an opinion about a flying vehicle, is these two airports.
Right.
One of which is a base.
If Oz thinks he can get north out of the city and across and into those fields or into that township where he can land and exchange this for a car, that's going to be his goal.
Okay.
So he's going to say, we can go ahead and we can go north or south. I'm headed north. So if you have a change, if you don't like that idea, tell me quick. I'm making for a gap in the guns. Hold on, he might not. The majority of the other flying car traffic is probably to the south, right?
You are in the middle of town right now. You're in the middle of the pocket, and you're.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
I'm going.
Yeah.
So he's gonna make a run. So anybody got any other bright ideas?
No, if that's the quickest way out of the city, I can give you some pointers. I'm not gonna break your concentration, but I can help you shoot the gap.
Okay, I'm going that way, and I'm trying not to crash. That's what I got.
Sorry,
right
I realized I was muted. I would tell them that the car is trying to fight me on this, and it did try to do a self-destruct. Do I have to worry about anything like that happening again?
It's gonna keep trying.
Yeah. So I'd let them know that at least. I'd be like, this car wants to blow itself up.
Oh.
Yeah. It has tried to stop you from stealing it enough. And enough of those attempts have failed. It is now into the, okay, I'm just going to blow myself up then.
Yeah, I
answer.
can give it a shot. I can give it a
Is there
shot,
any-
guys.
Is there
What-
any way to? Sorry, go ahead.
Oz, just go. We need to get out of this car.
Yeah, just pedal to the metal. We're just gonna gas it, and we're gonna try to run. We're shooting womp rats back home in the canyon. This is just like pod racing. I've done this. This is fun.
You have done this.
There's plenty of time. It's great. Exactly.
Anybody else? Because I think right now I have rolls from Ta to keep the car from ending it all, and Oz to make the car make it through this gap between the embattlements. Anything else?
Vi is gonna hunker down, like to get to the most.
Ven's gonna
where
be.
damage would come in at. Like,
Yeah.
So whatever will protect her the most.
Sure, yeah. Honestly, what's probably going to protect you, what's probably going to damage the two of you the most is just being a body in a flying thing, not strapped down, right? Like,
Oh yeah, don't seatbelt.
Yeah, you guys getting backed around is like a good road to all kinds of brain injuries. So probably just the 5-point harness to get yourself like snugged in. It's like, I hope I don't catch a bullet.
Yeah.
That's it.
I would give my last couple of like pointers to Oz, and then I would try to sit next to Vi to shield her from any damage.
Okay, cool. So the two of you hunker down on these couches and throw on your 5-point harnesses. Ta, you're the only one who's really not harnessed in, just because of the precarious situation the two of you are in that front seat. But you're like kind of wrapped around Oz, so maybe you're snugged anyways. I don't know.
Yeah, like I see my contortion stuff. Like if I didn't have metal arms, my shoulders would probably be dislocated with any jostle. But since I don't really have to worry about that, and then I'm also just holding like a body triangle on the seat, and so it's just like I'm just holding real snug onto Oz.
I'm not comfortable with this at all, but
Perfect.
Would you rather blow up? Those are the two options.
Perfect. So let's do. I feel like Ta, your role is the most important. So let's do your electronic security to see what you get.
Yeah. Do I have the modifier? Yes.
Any adds to that?
Yeah, that's everything's added there.
Okay, nice. All right. Yeah. Versus this car's like attempt to overcome what you're doing, you were able to again short out that anti-theft security measure that's just gone into the full like, screw this, I'm flipping tables, buddy. I'm gonna end it all to keep you from stealing me. You short that out again, and it's coming again. It's gonna make that attempt again, but it's you have safe flight for the next minute at least, maybe a few minutes kind of thing. Oz, give me your pilot roll as you gun it as fast as you can out of here. As you are, yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to add 2 luck to this. So
good.
See, with the 1 from piloting, so it'll be a +3 to whatever the roll is.
Good.
Okay.
Good, because it's a 14 instead of an 11. So yeah, you effectively get this thing to accelerate at its fastest it can. You've long since gotten out of valet mode, so it can actually go real fast, right? And this thing is booking it across the cityscape. And you see as these guns line up and let off their shots. I'll roll that out in a second. And because Oz is so crazy observant, you can see like your face show up on one of the billboards as a wanted criminal. And let's see if these guns. Okay, first shots goes wide right in front of you. You see the tracers skip out in front of the vehicle. Second shot. Okay, so no, not right now. Not right now.
Not like this.
Not like this. Oh
I
my
don't
gosh.
know if y'all can hear it when it happens, but
Yeah, I
when Casey go
Did we
to the
die?
Mayhem.
people
Did we die?
watching, Casey goes away and it goes in our ears.
No, I have all that muted. I have my Discord in streamer mode, so there's no audible alerts.
So
But
that's what we
Sorry.
get when it
Yeah.
happens.
no, you're good. So, yeah, you guys are flying along, and you see the first set of tracers all like zip right past your front window, and you hear the car get hit by the second volley from the other emplacement, and the car takes 7 points of damage, which is not enough to like take it out of the sky. But the car is starting to like misbehave as the aerodynamics of that rear engine are affected by that volley, but you're still able to get it out of the city, albeit smoking, and the engine is starting to throw up alerts at you saying, you know, damage indicated, fire in engine pod 3 kind of thing, as you are leaving the city.
Get us down now.
What does Oz do? You've breached the wall. You're north of the city, not very far north at all. In this current situation,
I'm gonna aim for something municipal. I mean, I want other cars around that we can grab one and go, but it doesn't have to be a lot. It could be like a gas station or something. I mean,
sure. You bring it down for a kind of a rough landing, and you're near-ish some buildings, okay, that are outside of Sacramento in the wasteland, right? You have no idea if they're populated or what the thing is. You have no time to make that call. Give me a roll to land.
oh,
Oh, I'm gonna lose my legs too. Okay.
This is gonna hurt.
This is always the roll that actually matters. Is the roll to land.
my last 2 luck.
Okay.
And at the 1 point.
For this.
So it'll be a +3 to this.
Okay, perfect.
Hey.
Oh my god! I was like in my head thinking, all right, you're at it like a -2 because you've got an engine starting to fail. It's still giving you juice, but it's starting to weaken. But with an 18?
Yeah.
I mean, that's like fantastic. So, it's one of those like hard smacks on the ground. Like it's not a smooth landing by any stretch, but none of y'all have damage on your body as the car lands. And you are in what looks to be like as the doors open and you all start to like leave as fast as you can because you know this like self-destruct thing is going to start up as soon as it can, and this engine is on fire, so who knows what happens when a tank full of high octane alcohol goes off. So you're all jettisoning, running as fast as you can, I imagine. You are running into what used to be an apartment and like one of those planned communities where it's like shops and shit on the first floor and apartments on the second and third floor, and it's a little like little village thing. But it's in the wasteland now. And it's all like the windows are all shot out and boarded up, and you can hear like dogs barking and you can hear some gunshots in the distance. And as you're running away from your vehicle, you spot there are ground cars here. There's motorcycles here. There's gangs here, as they all just kind of like watch you. You spot, say, 4 people with, you know, kind of the same-ish looking clothes, the same kind of emblems on them, as you're running away from your car, and like they're all having maybe a beer or something in the mid-afternoon, and you see them like pick up their beers and put their hands over the tops of their glasses as your car explodes behind you and shrapnel goes everywhere. Let's do like athletics for all of you to see like, do you get cover from the explosion? Do you like get low and small, or do you just take the whole thing to the back? Doc, 10, okay. Oh, it's 18 athletics. Jesus, dude.
Oz
What
is
is athletics?
It's one of the
Oh,
decks.
there it is.
Body skills.
Yeah. All right, bye.
Can I shield? Can I shield the doc and take the?
Oz would try to help as well because she's gonna be because if he goes back, Silas is gonna kill him.
I'm
So-
gonna say that Oz and Ta, you both ran together, and Vinton and Vi ran separately because your doors just opened and y'all were all just get away, right? And since the two of you were in the front, y'all went out the same door, and these two were in the back. They went out a different door. So Vinton, I'm gonna say yeah, you can do that. So the car explodes, and glass and metal and fuel and fine upholstery comes screaming past you all on fire.
Some springs.
Yeah, some springs and various engine parts and all kinds of terrible things. All right, I rolled crap for damage. Vinton, you take 8 damage
Oh,
on a
Yeah.
46. You feel the heat as that explosion occurs, and all the like gang members are like kind of wincing a little bit and like keeping their beers from getting like a bunch of junk in it, as like the shrapnel passes you and splashes all around them and like knocks over some stuff on their table, and hits nearby cars and bikes and that kind of thing.
do I still have armor? Did that get shredded? Are we saying that got?
No. You still have your armor. It's just all jacked up.
Okay.
Because it's been shot a bunch.
So I take light armor jackets 11.
Yeah, you lost. Because that last one was several bullets. So you lost.
Right.
Call it 7 out of that from that last round.
Okay.
So you're at 4 or 5.
5. Okay. So I took 4 damage.
Okay.
So I want to picture like there's still a little bit of like fire. Some of the fuel got on him, and he's just like slapping his shoulder, and he's like, "You good, Doc?"
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys okay?
What?
Yeah. You just see a thumbs up from Benton, like, "Yeah, we're good. Doc's fine."
As y'all are kind of assessing with one another, the smallest of the gangers, a young girl, I call her girl, a young woman. She's in her like late teens, early 20s, has been kind of like elbowed forward, and she kind of comes walking up to y'all, looking kind of tough, like she means business, but you can tell that she is not really feeling it. But she's been voluntold to go out here and see what's up. And she says, "Hey, you're on our turf. You need to pay up if you want a safe passage."
Shut up.
And the guys are like nodding at her. She's like,
I just shut up and just take Vinton and just go towards Ta and us. Like
she
whatever. Like I just like whatever.
Yeah, she kind of looks back at the crew and is like shrugs her shoulders, and they're like they watch like drinking their beers, like deciding like, do we want to mess with this or not? I don't know. Let's see these 3-4 people do their things.
I can just imagine these guys they're out there having their nice night and drinking, and they hear a lot of noise over there. And they see like a car coming at them, and then they see like the tracers from the guns and the aircraft. It's like, did we crash landed? And they're like, yeah.
I still threaten them. I threaten those people.
Yeah, it was
I
like
wanna shoot them
money out
a
of
death
them.
glare.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
they're like,
please.
yeah, let's go see if you can get us some Eddies. She's like, what? Okay, fine. I'll go try and get some Eddies, you jerks.
Just that shut up. Just take Vinton towards Ta and Silas.
So you all huddle up. You're in this like planned community area. You landed in the biggest opening right next to a fountain that's dry. You look inside the fountain real quick, and it's like full of like glass bottles and just shards of stuff. You never want to jump into this fountain for cover because you're gonna get all cut up. But the rest of this courtyard is like, I don't know, 200 feet long, maybe 100 feet wide, and maybe it's more like a football field long. Maybe it's 300 feet long, and a couple hundred feet wide. And it's all these like little shops and stuff that have all been like repurposed and all this kind of stuff. And as you're taking stock, it's actually a community here. They have dug up one of the roads and have planted crops on one of the sections. Where you're standing, all that grass is dead. That was all alive when the fall happened. The only thing that's living here is crops that were cultivated after they dug up roads and said, all right, we're going to dig this up and plant crops here. And over there, those people who just threatened you are like looking kind of like gangsters, but also kind of like farmers. And they just look kind of rough, like they have hard lives, and they were goading their youngest to go and try and get some caps from y'all, some eddies. But that's the situation you have right now. There's not really a lot of other people around, just this group and a couple of vehicles.
Do we want to go see if they've got a nice vehicle for sale?
For sale.
Talk to him.
It would probably be the fastest, easiest way to get the hell out of here.
I imagine Todd's already just walking towards a car that he sees that would be suitable. He's like, okay, I'm gonna go there. Like, not even paying attention to the threat, just gonna keep walking.
Todd, just give me 5 seconds. Let me go talk to the gentleman over here.
I've got it streetwise. I don't know about
I got 2.
Yeah, whoever wants to roll streetwise, by all means roll streetwise. Okay. Oz with a 14, Vinton with an 11. So the 4 of you are huddled up, right? And you're kind of like doing this. Ta started to walk off, right? And you like call Ta back. Does Ta turn around or does he continue on to his target?
He's gonna like just turn his back. He's gonna stay far away, but like you have like 5 seconds kind of look, like hurry.
So the 2 of you kind of negotiate real quick and have this quick discussion. These folks, they probably need something, right?
Yeah.
And it's probably something that would be easy for y'all to deliver, if not right now, in a day, kind of thing. And they likely have, they probably have transportation, not like good transportation, but you don't need good transportation, right? So you could probably work out a deal with them if you approach it properly.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave.
Yeah.
While that is happening, those 2 things, I am pulling out my agent and trying to get a bead on the local news.
Sweet. So, yeah, Oz and Vinton have a plan, or at least an understanding of a viable strategy. And you're sitting there looking at the news real quick. I want to find out between Ta, Vinton, and Oz what you all do while Vi, you get caught up on stuff.
I'll tell Ta. We can pick a car at random and it may or may not work, or we could just get with them and might get something usable.
Right now, we need to be 100%, and we don't need to make any more enemies than we already have. Stealing cars on this property is probably not the greatest idea, so let's just go ahead, talk to them real quick. If that deal goes south, then we steal a car, because I have zero patience today.
How many people are sitting there?
Call it 8.
Is it like a full courtyard? Oh, okay.
Yeah, call it 8. They're sitting around like 2 tables pushed together, 2 round tables pushed together. Looks like they're on like lunch break basically. They're all sweaty. They've been working all day, and you all just kind of crashed in like right at noon.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, okay. See what happens here. Kind of thing.
Let's
None of
just
them
try
look
to throw
afraid.
money at the
I'll just mention that right off. Like, none of them look afraid. They're curious, but they're not like hostile or scared of you guys yet.
Do any of them have weapons?
Sure. Yeah, you can see two of them have long guns on their back. You see at least all of them have some kind of pistol at least.
I mean, it's
Yeah, it's the wasteland. It's like it's Cyberpunk Red. Like almost everybody's armed.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's probably why they're not afraid. It's like, we got guns, they got guns. Like,
yeah,
nobody's gonna be stupid, right?
Oz is gonna walk over towards them, calm and
cool.
Hey, afternoon. Don't know if y'all noticed that, but we seem to be having a little bit of car trouble.
As you walk over, that girl's looks like a family member, kind of resemblance, right? Her, I guess, mom, maybe, or oldest sister looking person, says, yeah, I saw you got some car trouble. Left some scrap on the yard. Is that ours?
Welcome to it.
All right.
Well, good.
It's good.
I
It's a good start.
You guys, if I know where the nearest rental agency is, we could,
rental? You want to rent a car? You're funny. You got jokes. I like it.
We want to head on out, so maybe we could work something out.
We could sell you something.
Saying...
Sure. No, don't worry about it, Vincent. She's good. She's getting the humor. She's like, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we can rent you a car. Just the four of you? Got another one coming in?
Not that I know.
Okay. Any friends that we need to be aware of? She like signals for somebody to, and some keys end up in her hand. Like somebody like pulls out some keys and tosses them in her hand, and she's like,
I mean, some people might have noticed a little bit of the car trouble there, a little lights, and they might come this way.
Sure.
Good Samaritans wanting to check on, roadside service.
Sure. SMUD, roadside assistance, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, those kind of people.
Okay. How bad do you need a car? Because I got a car, but I want to get a fair price.
I completely understand that. I mean, we would really like a car.
Okay.
And we would really like to not piss anybody else off today. So,
I understand. Looks like you've had a hard day, a long day.
It's been a rough one. I was halfway through lunch when this happened. I left my.
She's kind of asking you all to name a price. So give me a bribery. You or Vinton, the two of you are kind of engaged in this scene. One of you two give me a bribery to see. Can you? Whoa, Vinton.
I have no patience. I will throw whatever I need to do at this.
Awesome. So that like these people are clearly here for the long haul, right? So what they don't need are like ground cars that are just like sedans. What they need are like utility trucks and tractors, and they need things that are going to be like heavier equipment, right? So Vincent, you have two ideas. You can either pay them Eurobucks right now for kind of the shittiest ground car they got, or you could trade your Bobcat to them for something nice.
I love that Bobcat.
And they would love it.
But we need to get. Oh, fuck. Then he's gonna kill me.
Okay.
I would trade my Bobcat. Because we need something nice and something to get the hell on.
All right.
And it could, maybe make a friend here.
Sure. She says, Bobcat. You have a Bobcat?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Well serviced.
Good. That would work out real well for us. We would send two with you so they could bring it back. Is that all right?
No problem, ma'am.
Okay. and she like kind of glances at the two like biggest, toughest looking people, just two look like bruisers, looks like they could defend themselves basically when they go with a crew of people who just exited an exploding car, right? And she says, "All right, go get him to the beast." And these two people kind of lead you around, and there's this like heavy-bodied ground car that has like spikes coming off the front, and it's got extra armor on it, and it's got like the big floodlights along the roof for like blinder lights that are just like high lumen lights coming off the front of it, and big like off-roady tires and all that kind of stuff.
That's what I'm talking about.
David,
Yes.
while we're separated, and they're Taz on his own, I'm on my own, and the guys are, can I come to them, pay them off so that they can lie about us being here? Died in the wreck, walked off burning, something.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave, once I look through the
like-
news, I would like to try and download a police scanner.
Okay. Yeah. So you glance through the news, and there's very few reports that are pertaining to this situation right now.
Okay.
There is a bulletin that says, a known criminal and a dangerous hacker. I'm sorry, what was the name one more time? I didn't have it in my
Jeffrey Carter.
Yeah. Jeffrey Carter has been spotted in the city. There is a bounty for his arrest, and the bounty is probably like 10,000 SMUD bucks kind of thing. And
as a point, we had decided at character generation that they had announced that he was dead.
Right.
So
yeah, this is a whole different thing.
All kinds of other.
Right.
Oh no.
Yeah. So they're stating clearly now that he is alive, and they spotted him, and they want him back, and they're willing to pay money right now for it. So that alert is out, but because it's an authoritarian state, they need a minute to package the news to talk about what really happened. Right? So though your incident has not made it to the news yet, the official news from SMUD, the bulletin that a fugitive has been spotted and there's a reward for his arrest, that is being broadcast.
Okay. Am I able to get a police scanner on my agent?
Yeah, it takes you a little bit to get one, but you have something to let you tune into the local police blotter. Police scanners even today are a little annoying because when they're on like important jobs, they go to secure frequencies, but you still get a sense that there's a lot of activity going on. That there are like interceptors or fast cars that are heading to a suspected crash site to assess what's going on, and then there's like a lot of chatter on there saying, "What the fuck are you guys doing on this channel? Go to channel 9. Go to channel 9." And you go to try and find channel 9, you can't find it, kind of thing. But there's at the very least an early indicator that there are people headed here right now.
Okay. The other thing I guess I'd like to calm is we need to get to a safe house with a node for Oz to get into the net. Because if anyone's going to be able to do damage control, it's going to be Oz. Hopefully.
I have a place. Boy, she's gonna be pissed. But it will do what Oz needs it.
I have a counter.
Thank you. That's the only thing I got in my head.
You could go to Roy's. The Chexican kitchen.
Do I got Roy's number?
You could go to Roy's.
Do I?
It's up to you.
Why did I share some info? Did I like? I will call Roy.
Sweet.
I will call Roy.
Yeah, you guys know each other.
Yeah.
You have at least some contact with one another. You have a way of getting hold of Roy. As you're all like, I'm going to assume that you're all filing into the Beast at this point, because
Mhm.
sitting around here having this conversation is not a good idea.
I throw money at the situation here, or have Tall throw money at the situation, and be like,
just actually make me real quick one more bribery to get them to cover up, fake your deaths, basically.
I'm gonna throw my last point of luck in this, so there will be a +1 in this.
Cool.
Can I assist?
Yeah.
By like giving him 2, or got me to roll. Like.
Oh, I forget what the exact assist rolls. I think we go ahead and say it's you just add 2 to his roll.
Okay.
Cool. Come on. Cool. So
Okay.
+3 to that.
All right, cool. Yeah, you've already got a lot of goodwill here by giving them the Bobcat and all of that kind of stuff. And you go ahead and pay for them to fake your deaths in this car. And as you're like kind of like, hey, is this possible? Could you do that? One of them, let's call her Fenris. She says, "Oh yeah, we can do that." And she pops out her phone. Hey, Mouse, go get 4. Put him in that wreckage. Burn him up first. Okay, thanks.
They got bodies. Why they just got bodies? What?
We don't ask questions.
And y'all get in the car.
I got questions. I have some questions.
Bye. I'll tell you all about it when we get to wherever we need to get to.
Aren't those other 2 dudes with us?
Yeah. No, it's 2 people. One of them is a lady named Fenris, apparently, and the other one is a dude. And Fenris apparently called somebody named Mouse and said, "Get 4, put him in that car, burn him up first."
Quick question. They want the Bobcat. Are we going to camp and then to Roy's?
Yeah, these two think they're going to go get a Bobcat and be able to bring it back.
If we go to Roy's, it goes past. If we go to Sparks, I can make it. I would.
They're not going to be happy if we don't get to the Bobcat. We got to.
Well, yeah. So I could probably be fast enough to where we have time.
Here, my suggestion: call somebody at camp, have them bring the Bobcat
to Roy's.
Halfway, we meet. They get the Bobcat, go back. Our group goes there, and then we go to whatever safe house, because people know where the Midnight Runner. I mean, this is a problem because they know who the Midnight Runners are. They know we represented the Midnight Runners, right? That name has been used. It's not like SMUD doesn't know the Midnight Runners or where that camp is.
So let's get in the car. Let's Vinton make a call to mailbox and get that handled. I will call Roy and get that handled. Ta, I think you're probably the next in line. The camp needs to start to be disassembled and the camp needs to move. Call whoever is next on the list. Use Oz's comm if you need to. And then we will get things moving from there. We need to get to Roy's, and then I need to be able to get back to the camp to take care of Silas. If we're going to have to move the camp while he's in a coma. But that's the plan of action right now. Get us going to Roy's.
I have a question.
Yes.
Why are we going to Roy's other than the food? Because we're fine with that part. I mean, it's a great idea. You guys,
I think it's going to be
Roy's.
Because they're part of Shivrav. I think it's going to have the best protection for us. Plus, if we can get you into a net node, we might be able to get you to get information, remove some stuff from SMUD net.
I would have to. I mean, remember the net's not connected. I would have to go to SMUD to log in and do any of that. I can't just get on the net. So I don't think there's any saving this. I mean, if I got to a news media building, I could maybe hack in and do something there, but I'd have to get into the city. I don't think I'd
from that node, could you flood them with false information?
If I got to a node that they were actually caring about and listening to, but that's not going to be outside the city.
Yeah.
I don't see myself making it through it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think we go to Roy's because it's probably going to be offended, and we strike a deal with them. It's not our camp, and it doesn't touch on anyone else that we know, any Xers, anything like that.
It is outside the city. Could be a thing. It could work very well. On the other hand,
I would
are going to the people that wear people's faces for safety.
Well, they're the ones that were just shooting at us.
I mean, I'm fine.
Look, we're going to Roy's. I'll start making calls. I'll tell mailbox, tear down the camp as quickly as possible. Fucking leave the containers if we have to, and move them up north as quickly as possible. Rendezvous at Roy's, and I'll get you once we get these guys safe, Doc. I'll get you back down to the camp so we can move Silas. Does that sound like
north
a plan?
of the military base?
It's the.
Well, he's saying like just away from.
Oh, okay.
I'm not presuming they're gonna move the camp into the military base, but yeah.
No, we're gonna meet up at Roy's. Like the whole, like that's the rendezvous.
That might not be a good idea. They may not appreciate a whole nomad town.
So let's figure that out. Y'all are in the car having this conversation. Vi, you like shh, and you're talking to Roy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Roy is saying, "Hey, yo, how's it going? It was real nice having y'all around. Hope everything went smooth. Seemed like it was good."
Yeah, that run went smooth. Thank you for the help. I, however, am in a large pickle and need a lot of help again.
Okay, well, what do you need? What can I do?
I'm gonna lay it out on the table for you. SMUD's after us. We need a place. No shit, right?
Yeah.
We need a place for my crew to lay low, protected for a period of time. We have a camp nearby that we need them to move out away.
He's kind of writing. You can hear him kind of. Okay, so you've got a. How large did you say your party was for reservation?
4.
4. Okay. Yep. And then extended family guests. Our wedding venue is quite popular this year, but what are we looking at in terms of reception size?
15 to 20 of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About 15 to 20 additional people.
Okay. Yeah. I think our venue would be perfect for that.
Nomads.
Sure, in the family. All right. Okay. Yeah, I got a lot that I think would work out okay for y'all.
I really appreciate your time, Roy.
Yep.
Definitely.
We will assess the damages when you get here. Is that all right?
Yeah. Thanks,
Okay.
Roy. We'll talk to you shortly.
Bet.
We're secure for the moment. It sounds like we're gonna have to trust in a bit.
You have to trust the business end of Shiv Rab.
I'd rather trust the business end of Shiv Rab than like someone with wearing a face.
Yep.
Oh, Vin's like, where has this mission gone? And he floors it.
Sure. Yeah, and the beast is a beast, man. It has a nice big engine, and you all, tear out across the wasteland, basically. Does not need to be on the highway, does not need to be on a road. So there are periods where you just kind of make it forward creeks. Doesn't care. It's a big, like, off-roady ground car that's been beefed up and all that kind of stuff. It's an awesome little car.
Live in my Baja 500.
There it is. Yeah. Now y'all stop at some point where the family has rendezvoused with a truck that is towing the Bobcat. Right? That was one of the items, is that your two new friends are going to get out of this car, get in that truck, and go home with the Bobcat. Let y'all get back to your business after that. Is that right?
Yeah.
Right. That was what the original phone call from Benton to Mailbox.
Perfect. So that happens. And the camp does not, I mean, like, honestly, the most awkward thing about the camp is the stupid containers. The tents and all that stuff. That the reason why y'all are in tents is y'all can move quick. So those big, like,
back with them?
military. What was that, Tom?
So I was saying, should someone like go back with like the people who dropped off the car to like just facilitate moving? Anything like that?
Does anybody want to do
we're
that?
in the car.
Yeah, when y'all rendezvoused with the truck with the thing, it makes sense the truck would go back to the camp.
Yeah.
Does anybody get out at this point?
I'm not sure that the four of us should at the moment.
At camp are all the other edge runners. You know, you've got Galaxy there, you've got Hacks there, you've got Mailbox there, you've got, you know, other unnamed edge runners that have yet to be in the show, kind of thing. So you have like capable people there.
I'm sure Vi has somebody else that has some medical training, at least watching. You know, maybe not like full on, you know, medical doctor, but you know, somebody's watching his vitals, texting Vi every hour what his vitals are, because you know she would make someone do that.
Yes, but I don't think that she would allow them to move him in the state.
What about me though? Because I got some cybertech stuff and some first aid and other stuff.
Vi wouldn't ask. She's not going to trust it to anyone else. You can go without her knowledge, or that you're going to go do that, but she wouldn't ask anyone else to take care of Silas.
Yeah,
I mean,
the only reason why I offer to go is I think someone just should inform the situation like in person and just like expedite the process. And Tao's also super paranoid, doesn't want anyone to touch his stuff, so it also like kind of lines up. That Tao's like, right, you guys.
It makes sense to me that Tao would be like, hey, only I can move my shop. Sorry, I'm going to stay with this truck, get back to the camp first, and pack up my things. Like, that does make sense to me.
Waste a ton of breath arguing at this point. So.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I do then.
Okay, so Ta, you get out with those two, you get in the truck, you help facilitate that stuff, and you head back to camp to pack up your tent, your shop. And then the three of you make it to Roy's.
Yeah.
And when you arrive, hot and ready, you have egg food kolaches, goulash nachos, and colacheritos on the table.
Goulash, though.
Yeah. Colacheritos waiting for you on the table.
It played right into the GM's hands, guys. Wanted to read the damn menu.
You know, if nothing else happens, I really hope that, you know, of all of this, that somehow in some future section, that Royce makes it into canon.
Oh, it's in canon.
For us, it's in canon.
Oh, you mean in the
sure.
actual game?
Canon. I'd love to see it.
Yeah. So Roy takes care of you all, and feeds you and gives you some respite, and you know you got a room at the motel to go get like showered and freshened up and like just crash, because you probably all just need to crash, kind of as fast as you can. But yeah.
I work out whatever deal needs to be worked out.
Yep. Yeah. So this is interesting to me. I think we need to figure that part out offline, because like Roy is a business guy. He works with terrible people, but he's a business guy. You know, like and he hasn't really gotten too deep into y'all's business and doesn't really know any of the history around the Leathermans or any of the other stuff. So
neither do I.
Right.
Yeah, this is great. So
plausible
I was about to say, Vinton's gonna stay about 10 feet away from this situation and probably trying to figure out how to unfuck the situation.
I think that might be impossible at this point. I'm just saying.
So, good stuff. Interesting stuff. The SMUD folks, I don't think they actually knew where Midnight Runners camp was, but they definitely won't know about it now. Right?
Yeah.
Like, they were probably like, oh, we should probably figure out where these Midnight Runners are hanging out and see if somebody will tell us. Right?
Right.
And that probably started today, and y'all are gone.
Yeah.
So, like, no one will see you, kind of thing. You still have the paperwork for the train. Vi does. And you all have kind of a new buddy with Roy. And so I'm really curious about how all that will shake out. I don't have anything else for tonight. I'm so glad that my evil GM plot to get you back to Roy's worked out.
You know, your evil GM plot could have just been, hey, Oz, do you want some more? Roy? Yeah, let's go to Roy's.
You want some more Chuckstican?
Yeah, let's go get some
Strange
chips.
urge falls upon
Yeah.
Oz.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good times. I think we do XP.
Yeah.
And that's it. Yeah, we need to J-Matt, you need to help us maybe join the Discord and tell us all about Roy's extended family and this daughter situation so that I can include it in the game, bud.
He's already in. I invited him.
Awesome. Please like summarize so we know how to include the whole problem that Roy has around his daughter, if there is one. I don't know. Does she have health problems or something? I don't know. We'll figure that out.
That's up to you, bros. That's up to y'all.
So
you're in it now.
On the XP front, I don't know if this is really like individual stuff again. I think this is like a group mission deal, right?
Yeah.
Let's see here. So, looking at how well it went, I mean, for a failure, it went like as amazingly as it could have. Like, y'all got a little injured, and you lost a flying car that you had to steal, but like, you got a lot of good stuff out of that.
Yeah.
So
somehow throughout all that, we even potentially made a contact with this farmer group up there.
Yeah.
That we might be able to work
yeah.
out in the future, you know?
Yeah, let's give them a name too. I would love to name them.
Well, yeah, Finrers and a Finrer and a mouse. So let's go with an animal sort of name.
Yeah.
If maybe they all use animal names, that would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
The Fables.
Fables.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So they're the Fables. They have a reputation for being able to like reclaim land and grow crops where crops normally don't grow. Their secret is they dig up the roads and use the dirt that was not exposed during the time of the red. Yeah, good stuff.
And apparently have a lot of fertilizer in the form of
dead bodies make good manure.
They got something.
I have so many questions.
We should all have lots of questions. Okay. So do we want to call this like a strong success? Accompanied.
We all made it out alive.
That's true.
Shit.
And we did get the tickets, so I mean not the tickets, but like the paperwork, so
yeah, for the train.
Maybe like
I don't know.
We did get information. We did get information about like Scavin, or that's happening.
Mm-hmm. I look at like 20 probably seems about right.
I don't know. That's a lot of stuff that Vi and I went.
Yeah, I think I'd be very happy with 25 or even 30.
Okay. I'm cool with that. I think that maybe 25, but then we also got Kalachi, so that may push it to 30.
Well, we also had several.
Food is a bonus as far as Oz is concerned.
Oz got 2 good meals today.
This is a bonus. Neither of which were curry. Hey.
What is this food?
I was gonna say that we had several stellar moments in the adventure.
Mm-hmm.
With the flying car and stuff.
Some great rolls and some like harrowing moments. So yeah, I'm down for 30. I think 30 is a good number here.
Cool.
And we got Kalachi.
Hey, that's important.
Oh my goodness. Jagos, that's a great question. Where did the brown hands go? Maybe some of the brown hands were formerly fables, right? They knew how to farm, they knew how to make good on the materials around. The brown hands did not stick around the Midnight Runners other than, was it Squeaks or something like that? The gunner?
Squeak. No, we got the kid and the gunner, and I call her Annie Oakley.
Annie Oakley.
Short for Annie Oakley. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Good stuff. So yeah, they're going to come to Roy's with you all. All right. Everybody at home, I think we should probably call it here. This was a really fun one where like a whole lot of things happened because of like in-game or out-of-game stuff. And that allowed us to have this like really cool flashbacky scene and then deal with all the fallout of that scene. I really, really enjoyed this. So thanks a ton, everyone, for joining us and having a good time. As always, have fun and play well.
May all your rolls be crits.